No, because I always like to,
Yeah, I
chat a
wasn't sure when you started.
little bit of stuff to get us in the mood.
My next client calls not till 5, so I got time. I'm good. I've got an
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah, we'll just do that. That'll be it for today anyway, now. Hour one. People getting lucky they got two this week.
Are you doing anything for New Year's, Sam?
I'm gonna take the kids to watch the kids fly fireworks at Paradise Point.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna just whack their bikes and a scooter in the back of the car and then park down a little bit and we can just ride and scooter in,
Nice.
play
Yeah,
the
nice.
playground and yeah, just do it that way because Paradise Point's only got like two roads in and out if you drive and park at the point.
Yeah.
You got 10 to, so I'm just gonna park down closer towards Runaway Bay and we can just do that.
Yeah,
Ride the
nice.
scooter up. Yeah, that'll do. Well, what are you doing?
No, what is it now? It's like as
Four?
it's 4 o'clock, and as of now, I don't have any plans at the moment, so I don't think
You and
I
the
don't
missus
think anything's
aren't
gonna
doing
happen.
anything?
No, I'm not fussed about anything, man.
Uh,
Boston's at his mum's house because it's his birthday today. So yeah, that's
His
good.
birthday today.
Yeah, it's his birthday today.
Same as Mrs. Brother. It's his birthday today.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool. We celebrated his birthday yesterday because it's my mum's birthday yesterday too, so we did like a joint little party for them. And
Nice.
both planned to go out on a dam today on one of their boats. So I was like, well, like you go to that, man. I'll do that more fun anyway. So
yeah.
mm.
There's
Jeez,
more that you
it's
can do.
overrated. It's overrated.
One of my best friends, she's passed away now, unfortunately, but her birthday was New Year's Eve, so it was a bit. That was like her and her husband, and that they had the best backyard out of all us friends too. They had the swimming pool, plus the patio, so every New Year's was just at their place, and that was her
Mm.
Yeah.
birthday, and we're celebrating New Year's, and it was a great combination when you get older. But as a kid, you're probably like, "Fuck, this is." When you
Sam,
hit 18, you're like, "This is the best."
when did you leave Adelaide, Sam?
August 2010.
So your high school years were in Adelaide.
Yeah, I went to
Yeah.
Woodlander.
I don't know if it's like the same in other states, but in Adelaide, I was always more of a house party guy than going out of town for my,
100%.
for my
That's
party
what we
years.
did. Yeah.
Yeah. What
I
about
think
you,
it was
Cam?
Adelaide's culture too.
Yeah.
I did a bit of both. I think there was a fair bit going out from like 18 to like 22,
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
age, and then kind of got over it then. And
Yeah.
then
So
like a few
it's
house parties, and then like that kind of stopped around. I would have been like 24, and then I had Boston when I was 25. So then that kind of all just went out
Yeah,
the
that
window
chills out a lot.
then.
it's
But
always straight out of high school because you're like you got a bit of freedom. You're like, oh, I can
Yeah, yeah,
go get with any girl I can, and then like a couple of years in, you're like, this I'm bored of this.
yeah. Well, like you're going out every weekend and stuff. Sometimes, like me, two, three times, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or something like that, would go out. I'm not
yeah,
drinking not drinking
Yeah.
every time, but like sometimes you drive or like just it was just a lot of wasted
Yeah.
money too.
Oh, at least
like
petrol was cheaper back then. Actually,
Yeah,
I don't know if it was like it in other states, but Adelaide was huge for going for cruises. Just go for a
yeah.
cruise down the bay, get like because
mm.
Cornell was only put Macca's they did chocolate soft serve. So the girls always wanted to go get chocolate soft serve, so you cruise down the bay,
Is that a fucking
put your tires
insulin
on the
syringe in
train
your
tracks.
hand?
Whee!
Is that
Hey.
an insulin syringe in your hand?
I'm sorry.
On the table. Bodybuilder things.
But Adelaide's definitely more that, and Melbourne's the same. They're a big car cruise
Yeah.
culture as well. It's a big car, but they're also the two states you see the most cops around as
Yeah.
well. You come up here, I don't see police, but it's not a big car cruise culture up here.
Mm.
It don't seem,
It used to be
you know?
like, oh yeah, like remember like Fast and Furious? Remember
Mm.
that shit?
Oh yeah,
Like everyone used to drive their cars down the Gold Coast on like on the weekends and stuff. I remember that.
yeah, right. Well,
Yeah,
unless it still is, I'm just too fucking
but that
old.
was how many years ago? They like fucking 20 years
Oh,
ago.
when Fast and Furious 1 came out, I remember
Yeah.
like all the car people went to see it in the Hoyts TDP.
Mm.
I was there that night. I was like, everyone was doing burnouts in the car park afterwards. I'm like, just that culture just doesn't exist anymore.
And
No,
everyone
yeah.
started putting cannons on the back of their little
Yeah,
cars and shit. Right.
Milo tins.
But I
Yeah.
guess also different too. Like we all used to work in our own cars back then. When now you can't touch it. You can't
Yeah.
even fucking change the oil in your car now. Like it's all
Mm.
everything's too complicated. But it was different. Like we would all work in our own cars and like saving up and putting exhaust on your fucking Cortina or your Tirana
Mm.
or fucking for
Mm.
me, I had a Galant was my first car and then a Bluebird TRX and then a Commodore. And
Mm.
it was all I don't know, it was different. And like you said, fuel was cheaper. So you would just waste money cruising around
Yeah.
when now like $2 fucking whatever a litre, you're like, oh okay. It's
Mhm.
$100 a night to go to do that cruising where you park at Magic Mountain and then go to Lacornu's on Anzac Highway and then
Mm.
do Hindley Street through Adelaide and then go back to Magic Mountain. We could do that lap 4 times in a night or so.
Mm.
Where now, if you did that, you'd spend near on $100 in fuel.
Yeah. I remember having a huge drag with a cart coming back from Glenelg, and yeah, you before the corner you get that you shoot up from the lights, and then it has that slight bend, but it has that dip, and
Yeah,
we were both going way too fast. We both just made it around this dip. Like fuck, nearly hit each other.
there's a
But,
fucking lot that went on around there
yeah,
back in the day. Shit. Well, all right. So what? How old are you now, Andrew?
37.
And you, Cam?
36.
36. Yeah, all right.
Mm.
So what gyms were you training at back then, Andrew? Like when did you get into the gym? A 30, you reckon?
Back then, I just would have been. I was training at a little gym in Ingle Farm called Fun Life, where Tony Zappia used to train
Okay.
in the back of the shop. But then I went to Good Life for a bit, the Holden Hill one, where the cop shop is, was fitness first.
Holden Hill, Holden Hill. Fuck, I'm just starting to lose my memory a little bit. Holden Hill. Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Was there a gym there?
it was fitness first up on the second level,
Okay.
and then it changed to Good Life, but I was only fitness first when I was there. And then I went to what's it called? Aussie Muscle on Bridge Road.
Okay. Yeah.
But I was never really serious then. I was just sort of
Yeah.
mucking around training because I was still into basketball more then.
Well, what about you, Cam? When did you get into gym?
I think I was like 18 or 19.
Yeah,
And
so a while ago, and that was up here.
yeah, up here, like it was actually one of my friends who got me into it because like I think they were going to doing some anger management bullshit. And they're like they got prescribed to go to the gym to like, release whatever they got. And it's like, hey, how you want to come with? And like I just took a real liking to it. So I
Yeah.
went to a
And what gyms were around then?
gym close to home was called Zest. And then that
Yes.
moved to a gym called I got bought out and then moved to a gym called Go Health and then I got bought out by Good Life. But then that was like around 18 to like 24 I trained.
Yeah.
And then had Boston. I think took like a couple of years off and then started getting back into it when he was like 1 to 2.
Yeah.
And but like the whole time I was training, like in my younger years, I didn't have like I had a clue how to train. Like I always knew how to apply myself, like train hard and whatever. Like I would have been just doing way too much.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
just I didn't have no idea about nutrition. No, like zero.
None.
Fucking no idea at all. So
But you know, you knew something about protein though.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's about it.
Protein,
Yeah.
I think we all
Drink
knew.
protein powder.
yeah,
Yeah, drink as many protein shakes as you can and eat just
Yeah.
fucking as
Mm.
much chicken as you can fit in. And you
Yeah.
wonder why you're just farting all day
yeah.
long. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, what's protein for her? That's normal. And then you learn later, you're like, yeah, that wasn't normal at
So
all. I was
Yeah, I
like,
was
the
about
cheapest protein in the market.
I would
what,
have been
what
about 30. Well, I was 30 when I did my first show. So
Yeah,
it would have been about like 29 when I like got with Dean and then like
yeah.
actually started to learn some shit.
That
So
would be, look, honestly, even when I was fighting, I was still doing the old bodybuilding diets I did in the 90s.
mm,
So yeah, probably 7 years ago would have been when I really started to get all the information that's led to where we all are
yeah,
now. Like so
yeah,
that sort of was when I think a lot of people
mm,
started searching for who's got good nutrition information and paying for
yeah,
information. Yeah,
yeah.
for
where did you
sure.
train, Sam? Growing up, where did you train?
In the 90s, I started a gym called Southbound.
Yeah,
And that was
right
when
next to Panado Factory or
Yeah,
Panado.
so
Yeah,
Tony Griffin, he was so before then he was just a member, and Shannon Stevens, she was jacked up, man, but she was huge. she was benching 100 kilos and shit. So
Mm.
she was about as big a woman as you could ever see. And for the 90, it was out of control. But that was where my mum went to gym, and that was where all the juice heads went, all the competitors. So it was the Saba back then, which would have been under the NABA
Yeah.
umbrella, yeah. And it was like walking in World Gym pre 2018. Just all
Mm.
the Adelaide juice heads were there. It was fucking wild. And that was where I grew up. I joined now when I was like 17 or 8, maybe 18. Yeah, maybe I just turned 18. And my mum was been going there for years. So my little old mum, like all these guys just knew her because that gym only had a few hundred members. That's all there was back then. And it was an old doctor's surgery that got converted into a gym. So the front desk was where Shannon and then Tony Griffin, he brought in, him and her got together as a couple and then they did it together. That was their front desk. And the waiting room was where the benches were and the pec deck. And then like the theater room was where the dumbbells were. And the next theater room was where like the lat pull downs and the cables was. And the wall you stood behind, the doctor would have stood behind to take the x-rays. There was a T-bar row in there.
Oh,
It was just all random shit all through this old doctor's surgery. But that was where the biggest fuckers were, man. Like I seen
Yeah.
like Lee would have been.
it's not a bad gym now. I went up there to look at
Now it's a
stuff.
legit
Yeah,
fucking warehouse.
because
Yeah.
Dave went to buy some. I went with Dave up to buy some Panada equipment for his home gym, and he's like, "Oh, come through, look at these machines." And because he had that new one, the one where it has the single arm Smith sliding, and you can change the bench.
Oh,
It's like
Yeah, yeah,
flat,
yeah.
or
yeah.
yeah, he had that. He's like, "Come look at this," and he's showing us all the gym. So it's pretty nice now. It's all decked out Panada equipment.
Well, that was that was through the 90s, and that was where I competed in the year 2000. It was still in the doctor's surgery.
Mm.
But then after that, I just did some stanozol, some proper little bottle you got from the
Mm.
vet, and that worked like a treat. But then after that competition, because you were like 19 and everybody's out drinking and partying, and I'd missed out on it for like 3 months, which is forever when you're 19.
Yeah,
Or go back and party for a bit. And then I went back to the gym more at the end of 2020 and did a little bit of sus and debowl. And you're 19. That immediately like doubled my strength and everything.
mm.
I just became crazy strong, but my body was nowhere near ready to be able to lift those weights. So when I come off of that cycle, my shoulders were fucked because you're doing everything wrong and just lifting heavy.
Yeah,
And that was sort of after that, I started losing interest in the gym. And by about 22 years old, I sort of faded out. And then I was partying more then
yeah.
and stopped. And then I started Muay Thai and all that sort of stuff when I was like 26. And then I was fighting until 34. And then I went, when Tyson was born in 2014, I retired. I had one more fight and retired then. And then got back into the gym in like 2016.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. See, I wish I started a lot earlier.
Oh, that will.
Definitely. But I'm
And
also glad, like I kind of missed out on all the bullshit though as well. Because like when I like obviously went straight to Dean, well then it's more like more knowledge, like
Mm.
evidence based and all sort of stuff. Like you don't have to do the fucking chicken and broccoli bullshit diets and
yeah,
like you would have done that shit, Sam.
Dude, it was literally the
Like
diet.
yeah, it's like I
Was
missed out on all that sort of shit,
it
which is
was
kind of
that
good.
energy non-existent. There was
Yeah,
no fats and no carbs. It was just
yeah.
chicken, brown rice, egg whites, green veggies, um, and some oats. So you'd have some oats and egg whites for brekkie, just chicken breast. And none of us weighed anything then because like you couldn't just buy scales for the house. Then it
Mm.
wasn't readily available. So they just say to you one chicken breast. And you're like, all right. But I was an apprentice. I didn't have that much money. So I was doing a half a chicken breast per meal, just trying to stretch out what money I had. And then it'd be like, yeah, 1 cup of cooked brown rice. So you would just sort of get a cup of cooked brown rice and you would have that for 2 meals. And then the last 2 meals was no carbs because that old theory of no carbs after
Mm.
a certain time. So yeah, it
I
was
guess
wild.
That's one thing I was
Max I
like,
had was 1 tablespoon of flaxseed oil a day.
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I was lucky because I came from basketball. I was already eating pretty high carb, so I was like, the protein wasn't that high. But then I'm like, when I start, I'm like, I'm gonna shift my focus to bodybuilding. I bought this diet off this coach. I don't know, can't even remember who he was, but someone I searched. I found him. I just bought a one-off diet plan. And I'm like, now I know that's how stupid that is because it's always going to change. But it was literally just chicken and rice every meal with
Yeah.
green beans and like a flaxseed oil. He's like, get this.
Yeah.
When you had to get everything from like one of those weird health food stores,
Yeah.
you go get this oil. You have to have a teaspoon
Yeah,
of
it has
this
to be
oil.
this one. Yeah.
And every time I
Yeah.
put on, it tasted disgusting. I
It
remember
was
eat with the
ranch.
boiled chicken, and I'm like, oh, I'm eating every. I'm like, I did it for like 6 weeks. I'm like, this is shit. I'm not doing this. And I signed up with Steve Hall, the natty coach.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
and just straight away, I learned everything about macros and everything.
Yeah,
Yep.
I
right.
knew straight away. I'm like, oh, you don't have to have boiled chicken and fucking this weird oil that tastes like weird shit.
So this
Yeah,
guy
like my
started in
my introduction into
1999.
bodybuilding. My
Was
introduction into bodybuilding was macros. So,
yeah,
and
Yeah.
learning how to like do all that. So
So
like
this was
even today we had the burgers for the missus lunch. I'm like, okay, well if I do that and that, I'll cut that back. I'm like, I can still hit. My fats are a little bit high, but I can still hit my calories and my protein today
yeah.
by just changing a
Like
few
I'll
yeah,
things.
take the eggs out of
yeah.
dinner and I'll take that out, and you
Yeah,
can make it
Mm,
get close. And you're like, look, I
yeah,
just lower my carbs then because the fats are a bit over, and you
mm,
still get the same calories for the day. You hit your protein, you stay
yeah,
at your calories, and you just switch a bit of like we
yeah,
know so much more now. But this was 1999. This is started
yeah,
like
mhm,
this.
yeah.
My mum didn't. We couldn't afford a computer and that, so I didn't have the internet or anything. So I couldn't. Everyone's like, "Why didn't you do this?" And I'm like, first of all, the internet was still pretty young, and two, I
yeah,
didn't have it. Mobile phones didn't have any of that equipment. It was just the Nokia. I had Snake on my phone.
yeah.
Like
Even on the computer, it was just
what we
shitty
do.
forums anyway. Forums were shit. Like,
Yeah, if you knew how to find them and that,
yeah,
and then it was just Mum had this old exercise bike, man, that just fucking it was fucked. I think she got it from like a garage sale for her competitions in like 98. I think she competed. Or maybe 99, maybe before me. But so she got an old exercise bike for herself. So I'd ride this exercise bike and I'd have my black coffee, my Sudafed, and my aspirin. Because that was, you got to thin the blood. You're like, all right, you're taking this. And you would just pedal this fucking piece of shit exercise bike for 40 minutes. It was great. No, nothing. And we did, and you did it. There's nowhere to share anything. None of my friends come and watch because none of them knew when the show was, or they knew that I wasn't partying with them anymore. They're like, I think he's doing a bodybuilding comp. Like that was,
Mm.
yeah.
it just went missing. And then you turn back up like 4 months later, like Jack does. Hey! Like it was a different world, man.
Now it's like I can't eat my meal. I don't have my 0 calorie maple syrup. Can't eat
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, fucking oath, man. Imagine that. You telling people you could have a caramel sauce and maple
Yeah.
syrup and that. Like that would have broken the 1990s brains. You can't
Uh,
do that. Not
There's
allowed.
still people that don't like artificial sweeteners and all that stuff, but
I still to this day though, one of the wildest physiques I've ever fucking seen, and still one of the leanest I've ever fucking seen was Gary Vandenberg, which would have been what just before. So that would have been about 1999. I've still never seen anything to date with my own eyes that was that fucking bizarre, huge, and just beyond shredded. And but again, that was off that stupid old knowledge. And basically,
yeah.
he was apparently living for like the last 6 weeks on just white fish and lettuce. That was it. And he
And
did
distilled
that,
water.
Yeah.
okay?
Just
And distilled water, yeah.
Water.
And like he
boiled
delivered,
himself. He
he
boiled it
delivered
to make it
the
still.
most. Obviously, he would have done like a carb load and stuff because he probably would have been a bit ahead of the curve
Mm.
compared to what I would have ever heard of. He was a lot older. Still the most conditioned and freakiest shit I've ever seen. But basically, after that show, that was it. That was his last ever competition. He got like chronic fatigue and stuff, and he just never, his body never healed from it. It just took
No
too far.
wonder.
Yeah,
No
no
wonder.
wonder. He would have been 100, like over 100, like maybe 105, 106 on stage, and completely fucking skinless. It was
Is that like that rhabdo that all the
must
Yeah.
have
bodybuilders
got
get?
something like that, yeah. And
Yeah.
just yeah. So again, based on that knowledge, with all food with no nutrients in it,
Mm.
it delivered something that was otherworldly, but the body was just
Yeah.
too far gone. Couldn't do it. But it was fucking bizarre. It
Yeah,
was,
like even if he had something like a multivitamin, probably would have helped him.
yeah, maybe.
You know?
But I'm sure he was doing that. He could afford the drugs, obviously, back then. But yeah, I remember that was mind blowing. I'd never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
What if you could
But
find
I'm not really big on
nowadays?
sweeteners. I don't have any like sugar-free like concoction stuff.
I
Even in
do a
my last prep, I didn't have any of that either.
Yeah, but protein powder is sweet, isn't it?
Yeah, well, not
yeah,
besides
but
protein powder,
no
I'm not buying any
sauces
like
or yeah, I don't.
sugar-free sauce. Not because I think they're bad. I don't care, but like I just didn't need it. Didn't feel like it.
I don't. B has the heaps of the maple. I don't really have the maple because I just use the it's only the fountain brand I use because it has the lowest carb, the sugar, the no added
Yeah.
sugar barbecue. Right, all I have is the what do you call it? The what was it? Stevia? The equal packets
Oh yeah.
in
Yeah.
my like, coffee and cup of teas.
Mm.
I was having one soft drink a day from about single digit weeks, probably from about
Yeah,
9 weeks or so. I'd have one
yeah,
free soft drink. And it's something I did this time that I've never done before, probably at about 3 or 4 weeks out. I did the no sugar jelly.
yeah. I had
Oh
that.
yeah.
I was
Yeah.
making a jelly and putting some berries in that with a bit of Greek yogurt on top. And that was nice. But yeah, I've never used the sauces or some people make full concoctions
Yeah.
of
Like
ice.
other preps, I was having like fucking maybe a bottle, maybe even more of Pepsi Max a day,
Yeah.
and like, but this last one just gone, I wasn't even having like a can. It was
Yeah.
like I was drinking a lot of like sugar-free cordial,
I do a
but
bit of that
Yeah,
actually
heaps. It gets
for this big
expensive, the
jug. I
sugar-free
only have
cordial.
about 15
mm,
mil. Like it's
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
one
I do the
bottle
sugar.
of cordial will do my whole prep.
I do the
yeah.
sugar-free cordial because drinking heaps of water actually starts making me feel
Well,
sick. I know the
yeah,
flavor of it. I actually feel weird. I
I
need
get
flavor. I
mm.
was like trying to scull normal water. I know I start getting digestion issues.
I go through those stages too, where I'm like, I can't cop just drinking water
Yeah,
like by
nah.
itself. Like, this is disgusting.
yeah. This is actually lime at the moment. Lime cordial.
Mm, yeah,
I get over it. And like my
Mm.
son drinks a lot of water, and I'm like, do you want to try? Like sometimes it's like, yeah, we'll mix it. Take a drink bottle. We're going out for the day. Do
Mm.
you want a bit of sugar free cordial? He's like, no, I just like water. He just loves water. I'm like,
mm,
fuck. I wish I was you, dude. I get so sick of water.
mm,
Yeah, he doesn't have to force drink 6 liters a day.
Yeah, true. We
Yeah.
do overdo it. But the only time I actually hit my water properly, I'm terrible with it in the off season because I'm full. I only
Mm.
am with my hydration in my diet phase, and I finally drink as much water as what I should. I'm fucking terrible in the off season. I need to get better at it.
I just hate when I'm at
That's
work.
my
I hate,
downfall of my off season would be water.
yeah. I just hate wanting to pee all the time. That's what I hate.
yeah. That's annoying. Yeah,
Especially when you're at work, you're like, I gotta go to the toilet again. They're like, again, you're like,
mm,
fuck.
My
Yeah.
mm,
sleep's all right.
Yeah.
I'll hit my protein and I do a bit of little carby fat exchange. I'm fine with staying within a calorie target and all that sort of stuff off season, but definitely my
Mm.
hydration would be my weakest point.
As long as your pee's not dark, as long as it's still pale. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the part that surprises me. Is my pea's not
Yeah. Don't
like
forget,
yellow,
you're
and
probably eating like more fruits, more stuff
I'm
with
doing a
liquid in
lot
it
of
as well,
fruit and
because you're
stuff.
having a larger volume of food.
You
Yeah,
forget about the amount of water that's in rice as well, and in rice
Yeah.
flour.
that's yeah. I know. I have, like I said, I do try and rationalize and I go, look, you're obviously having more water than food. Your pea's
Mm,
not yellow and everything. But I'm like, this doesn't seem right. I know I'm not having enough. I know I
That-
yeah,
need more. It's not equating. I'm like,
That's why, as soon as in the off season, I bring skim milk straight back into my oats
yeah,
because that hydrates you more than water
does it? What is that?
because it's all got all the electrolytes in it.
Yeah, right.
Milk is more hydrating than water.
okay.
Yeah, that's why chocolate milk's like one of the best post-workout drinks.
So I do coconut water into workout because of
Yeah, well, that's good as
the
well.
electrolytes
Milk,
and
milk just
stuff.
makes oats taste so good.
I'm gonna switch to a
Creamy.
back to the pomegranate juice.
But you have a cup of milk, it's like 12 carb, 3 fat. It's like
And look, you get all that vitamin E and stuff and all that in your milk
nothing.
too, even with the skim
Yeah.
milk. So
And it's just good to bring calcium back because you're always having fuck all calcium in a prep.
that's true.
So, it's,
That's true.
yeah.
I
I'll
was
try to have
having,
oats morning and night.
I had yogurt the whole way through my prep.
I have Greek
Yeah,
yogurt.
yogurt's good
Yeah.
then. Yeah.
And I had cream of rice the whole way through my breakfast.
I put
There
I
is
put
calcium
Greek
in whey as
yogurt.
well.
Mm.
I keep Greek yogurt in because that's pretty low cal
Yeah.
and a
Yeah,
good way to keep the protein in.
What do you get? The Ciobani zero fat?
I shop at Audi and do
Oh,
their one, but
yeah,
it's
they've got
basically
their own
exactly the
version. It's
same.
all the same shit. Yeah,
Yeah, it's the same.
yeah.
The
yeah,
high protein and it's super low cal. Like 100 grams is like 57 calories or something.
Is
yeah.
that what you turn into Ninja Creamies, Cam?
Yeah, I use like 150,
Yeah,
Yeah.
150 grams of that, and then I'll use like 150 like skim milk,
yeah.
and then
Oh, you
a
put that in.
little bit of like 30 grams of protein powder, and a little bit of stevia, and what's that other xanthan gum?
Yeah.
Like a tiny bit of that comes out perfect. Yeah.
How do you
So
use it? Because I've never used that.
I don't need
I'll turn whatever I'm using into jelly.
aminos is very thick. The aminos protein already has a lot of xanthan
Mm,
gum in it.
yeah.
Okay.
And like I have I make my Ninja Cream with 85 grams of powder, sometimes 100
Mm,
of whey powder. So it has like 100 grams of protein in my last meal. And I'll that much powder with 20 grams like actual cacao powder, the
yeah.
proper cacao, and then 20 grams of that sugar-free drinking chocolate. I'll do that and just a half a teaspoon of coffee because it brings out the chocolate notes. I'll do that with a cup of milk and then I'll top it up with water to make 700 ml, whatever fits up to the line. Blend it, pour it in the cup. That is a dark, like thick, creamy, dark, rich chocolate.
Yeah, man.
Delicious.
It would be good.
It's thick as
Yeah,
well. Like sometimes the spinner stops and I have to turn the machine off, turn it on again because it's so thick.
yeah, yeah. Do you do any add-ins into it?
Nah, it's just good enough as it is.
Yeah.
If you like dark chocolate, that add cacao.
I was putting dark chocolate in mine and like a little bit of almonds.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Sometimes I put some nibs.
yeah.
Those cacao nibs are, yeah,
Yeah.
Mm,
they work good. I was doing what you did, Cam, but um, almond milk
yeah,
instead of skim milk and
yeah.
mango. Put some frozen mango in, and yeah, that was
Mm.
my mango and Greek yogurt.
I might start putting some mini M&Ms in one now.
And the ISO and the Primabolics
Oh, I also ripped. Yeah,
caramel or the salted caramel.
yeah, yeah.
I like
I do
them.
coconut, amino's coconut. Because
No,
with the cacao and the
I like
sugar-free
that stuff
chocolate, it
like that.
tastes like Bounty a bit.
I do like bounties.
Yeah,
Yeah, Prime Box has got a good chocolate coconut one now.
yeah,
Oh, I haven't
coconut's
tried that
good.
one yet.
Yeah, yeah, it's good.
I need to do another order, and that's all available now. So yeah, next order
Mm.
I do, I might
Mm.
actually try that.
Do they
But
do bulk discount? Like if you order 10 kilos or something?
oh no, like I sort of do it so that my clients can buy off me because that's why I didn't do like ASN gave me a code. I'm like, it's 10%, it's nothing,
Mm.
Yeah,
like, and so I buy in bulk off them and then supply my clients, and then I feel better because I give them like 20,
Yeah,
25% off. And I feel like because a lot of people, it's fucking expensive to buy supplements,
it is.
to get it. But it's, I go, look, if you could get a protein powder, a greens powder, and that metabolized for digestion, I said, if you can get them, you're pretty much covered as
I,
far as
I don't
supplements.
even get them a greens
mm.
powder because I always put too much veggies in people's diet.
It's
Veggies, fruits.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, I'm like, if you get them, you pretty much then you don't need to go buying crazy everything, Like we're
Mm.
different. We'll spend money on berberine and
Yeah,
a celery powder and vitamin D and everything. I'm like, we'll do extra, but
yeah.
most
Look,
people don't want to find that room in their budgets, They want to have
yeah,
these are my subs.
yeah. See, all
yeah.
our I've got
Dude.
I've got a tray in my kitchen that looks like that. It's got fucking 30 bottles in it, but
Yeah, then I fill this up every week though with it.
yeah, I go
Yeah,
to
Sam, I got one of them Monday morning and night things.
yeah, I got that for the morning is one tray, and the afternoon's another tray, and I got another tray I keep in my gym bag for like some berberine and stuff around training as
Yeah,
well.
D-bolts.
But most people don't want to find that sort of budget for another $700-800 a month. They
Mm.
don't.
Yeah,
They don't want to. So I like if you can get those three, you're all good. And so I buy bulk them, so then they can get a decent fucking discount and 10% from ASN.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a very mental. Like I can have a pre-workout or I can have a short black, and I'll as long as I have a bit of sodium pre-workout meal, I'll get just as good of a pump.
Yeah,
Mm.
100%. I always forget like how good a little bit of salt pre-workout is, man.
Mm.
It fucking works a treat. It works
You
good.
literally feel if you like same as backstage, if you have like a big hit of sodium, you can actually feel your body heat, like the temperature rise up.
If I get it right too, I feel like the skin is sticking to my shoulder.
Yeah,
Like you do like some side raises, and that's when I know when that feels like the skin is sticking to my muscle on my shoulder. I'm like, all right, this is
yeah,
that. Like, I remember it from the first show I did with Logan. And we're backstage pumping up, and he's like, "All right, look, Daddy." He goes, "Look, try a bit of salt now." And he's like, "How does that feel?" I go, "I feel like the skin is getting stuck to the muscles on my shoulder." He's like, "Right." He's like, "Yeah, it's looking pretty wild." And I look back at those photos, and yeah, that was obviously the leanest I'd ever been at that time. And then I did some shows where I couldn't afford a coach, and I did my own thing, and I didn't have that feeling. And then went back to him in the future, and we were pumping up, and we did a little bit of this and that, and I was getting that feeling again. And then looked at the photos, and I'm like, "Oh, I get that.
yeah,
That's I know now. Like that's that feeling I like backstage when I'm pumping up, with the skin sticking to the muscle. And like, yeah, the salt helps. I find every time we do that, I get that feeling, and all the veins finally start coming out again.
yeah. That means you got a good level of fullness as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
nice and full.
so,
Definitely. I like the salt.
yeah. I'm a sodium fiend. Nothing tastes salty enough for me. Every time I go somewhere, I'm like, oh, it's under seasoned, under seasoned.
You said the same, Cam. You're like, you go, I was salting up my salt, and then Dean goes, "Are you weighing that?" You're like, "Yeah, I probably should start."
Yeah, I was fucking putting like an extra 15 grams of salt on my food a
You know, I need it.
day.
You get carried, especially in the diet phase, man. You want that flavor
Yeah.
hit. You can
Yeah,
fucking
Mm.
because
handle
you drinking like eight. That's another how you can do it if you're drinking too much. Well, if you lose your taste for sodium, it means you're flushing too much of it out.
it.
Mm.
It's true.
You know, the more you drink, the more salt you need because you
Mm.
will crave salt if you need it.
What
So I can
about
tell if I stop drinking so much, the sodium craving goes down.
yeah, what was that? So I think the naturopath, the guys that used to do that ATP podcast,
Oh yeah,
saying that basically there's no sort of like rule on how much you should have. Like basically have as much on until you can taste it.
yeah.
Because
But
like if
the
you
thing is,
can't taste it, it literally absorbs so fast. It happens before the taste detection happens.
yeah, it's
So
more consistency with sodium. If you're having the same every day, that's all that matters. Your body knows the homeostasis, knows how much to excrete. It's when you have like high sodium meals one day, then none the next. It's when you're always flipping your body
Yeah.
around. It doesn't like it.
yeah. But also if you're being consistent with your sodium intake, that means you're being consistent, like you said,
Yeah,
you're being consistent with your nutrition and
mm.
probably consistent with your
The
fluid
water.
intake.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can gauge it. But what about you, Ken? When did you say you were going to start prepping again?
Um,
Soon, isn't it?
it's 30, no, it's like 30 weeks till Tampa now. Hang on, I'll tell you exactly.
You just started a mini cut, didn't you?
Yeah, we're using like a 4 to 5 week mini cut.
Because looking
Not
at
really,
your
not really
arm
big.
down just before, and all your fucking try. I'm looking here and all your tricep and that, and
Oh,
I'm like, oh, he's looking all right.
oh, it's not like we're just like it's a bit of dead time now because it's like a 12-week
Yeah.
push,
Yeah,
and then now I'm having like a break. So like it's kind of just like might as well do something productive in this time
Mm.
instead of just holding here at maintenance. So we set it maintenance for like 2 weeks, and then I'm just gonna pull a little bit of body fat off while we're just in this maintenance phase, and then do another off season and prep. So it's
and what
kind
are
of
you
just like
doing?
getting something done instead of wasting time.
You're
Mm.
doing Tampa,
Tampa,
Dallas,
Tampa, Texas, and then
Texas,
Atlanta. Yeah.
Atlanta. Who was saying Toronto? I feel like somebody was. I thought it was.
Maybe Sam. I mean, not Sam. Aaron. Maybe.
Yeah, wait
I
up.
saw him today. I saw him today down in Ashmore, and I think he's maybe potentially doing the same shows as me, but he says he hasn't like confirmed yet. But
I know he was thinking that, but there was. I reckon he was saying Toronto as well. Maybe he's
yeah,
going to do two with you and then Toronto or something. Maybe
well, like that doesn't really make sense because
no.
Toronto is like a week or a couple of weeks after New York, which is
Mm.
like New York's in May. So
Okay.
that wouldn't. I know there's Chicago, which is like 2 weeks before Tampa. That would make a bit more sense.
Yeah, right.
Mm.
But I seen him. We did dinner at the Brazilian barbecue the other week, and he was looking pretty big in that. But he was sort
Mm.
of in a bit of a cruise as well. Not really,
Yeah,
because he
yeah,
was going really good up to that point. And I think he's just having a little fucking rest mentally now, and then he's going to get going.
yeah. Yeah.
New Year, so he'll
Yeah,
be.
he seems to like always have something going on that's holding him back. So,
Yeah, unfortunately, it's
but
been
yeah,
like that a little bit. Like if it
Who
wasn't like
mm.
2 years ago, it was just crazy amounts of work.
coaches Aaron?
And then he had the shoulder. Didn't he
Then
have
he
a
had the
shoulder thing?
injuries,
Yeah,
and then a few issues, family and
yeah,
home, and so
mm,
now we'll see how he's going. Yeah,
yeah,
but if you can, if I guess some of it's brought on yourself. I mean, business. He chases business. He works fucking hard. You
yeah.
know,
We were talking
so
about that today, actually. So I
yeah. I mean, that's one of the
was kind
things.
of saying, like, to him, like, you can chase. It's got to be a balance, right? Because you can chase money till the fucking day you die, but
Yeah,
you can't always bodybuild, or
You
you can't
can't buy
always,
time.
but I
yeah,
think also like up until maybe now it'll ease up a little bit, but up until now,
yeah,
like, his lifestyle was quite expensive too.
yeah.
You
Well,
know,
that's what I mean, like
so
the money thing. Like, like,
yeah,
do you want to,
for as
like,
much
yeah,
as he was making,
you're
there
spending it.
was a lot going out too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see how with all stuff goes on. But I
Mm,
mean, look, it'll be good. He's always been thick as fuck,
yeah,
and he's thicker now. And he's had that muscle for as young as what he is. He's had that muscle for like nearly 10 years.
Mm.
So it's looking,
yeah. It's funny, like he was a pro before I even fucking did a
yeah, like 2017 or something, wasn't
yeah
it?
before I even did a show. So it
Yeah.
was
So I
actually
think
really cool.
Sam turned pro because my first show again after was 2017. I think that's when Sam turned pro
Yeah,
or something like that. And then maybe Aaron a year later, maybe
yeah, like
2018.
2018. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Or the end of 2017, maybe season B. I'm not sure,
he
but
did
it's
the
all,
Olympia in 2019.
so that must be it then. 2018, he must have done it.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, I
yeah.
mean, he's had that muscle a long time. So
Mm,
it's pretty dense and fucking hard and
Did
yeah.
everything.
he get
So
weight cut? See his weight cut?
yeah, his last show
Mm,
was like 92 or something kilos or
yeah,
93. Yeah, so he'll still be in it, which
Yeah.
is again, but there's a lot of external stress going on
Yeah.
with him as well. So it wasn't like the best taper for his waist. And then he got up a bit sick overseas. So it wasn't, he got the fluid from the antibiotics and shit. So if he has a good run and he can diet well and he gets the taper and all that,
Mm.
he's always going to be a fucking handful for anyone under 96 kilos. I mean, he's a little bit shorter. He's only about a centimeter shorter than me, so be about the same as you, yeah, Cam.
yeah. I think so. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So the density and stuff, and his how even he is top to bottom in that as well. He's going to be a fucking handful.
yeah.
Who,
Well, he's
who's
like
his
a
coach?
veteran. So.
Who
What was
coaches
that?
him? Who coaches him?
Last was Patrick Tor, but I don't know about now if
Mm.
he's going to go back to Patrick again. I think actually he said he was chatting with um oh fuck.
Neil.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
He said he was chatting with Neil, but I don't know if he's
Mm.
actually going to go ahead with it or not. But I think that'll be
Yeah.
a good combo.
Mm.
I think that'll work well. So I mean, we could have some good Aussies. I mean, like you yourself last year was awesome,
Mm.
Cam. So if you were to
Yeah.
repeat anything like that and start getting those first call outs again, that's where you want to be. As long as you're in that first call out, you're always dangerous.
Well, that's my goal is just to get better places than where I did last time.
Yeah.
So,
That's it. And
yeah.
I mean, look, better
And that's
place.
why I want to do like Tampa in Texas as well, because it's like
Yeah,
it could pick other shows, but it's kind of like that emotional attachment to that show now.
you
Because
get
you're like,
it.
okay, well, I want to do better at that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And I guess as long as you're making first call, I mean, it's hard. It's like say Sean
Mm.
Corrida doing an open show. People are like, oh, well, as long as I place higher. But this Arnold's coming up that he's doing is a better fucking lineup
Oh, that
than
lineup.
Yeah,
other open
yeah,
shows he's done. So he might not
mm,
necessarily place higher,
yeah,
but if he's bigger and better, if he can still make that first call out in what I would call a better lineup than the past, that's a pretty fucking
Yeah.
wild
yeah.
result.
Like
Well, that's like it's
James
similar
Holly said.
too. Yeah, it's similar too because like I was happier about getting fifth in Texas
Yeah,
than I
it's
was
a
about
fucking
getting
wild
fourth at
lineup.
yeah, like fourth at Tampa, but I was way more happy getting fifth at Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like James at the Arnold, like what he got fourth last year. And like if he gets fourth again, and he's only going to
next
lose to
lineup. Yeah,
Sampson, Andrew Jack, and Derek. Like if you're getting fourth behind them guys, that's fucking
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
yeah. That's bragging
Mm.
rights right fucking
I,
there.
I really hope James does well. He's
Yeah,
one
I
of my
like
favorites.
James.
Same.
Like, I really like his personality. I
Yeah.
really hope he does well.
He's
I really
very
want to go to
honest.
England. I want to go to England and train at that gym.
Mm.
Yeah. He's very honest about himself as a person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like his downfalls, maybe with like, oh, I don't stick to the diet the best, or not, and I have anxiety and that. Like that's pretty real and raw to sit there with however many followers he's got and be that open and honest about who you are. Like yeah, fair play. So, and he's a fucking beast.
yeah,
He's
Mm.
retardedly strong. So I think he's got the people who do follow him. I think he's got a massive support network. So I'd like to see him take fourth as well.
yeah. Even his wife's funny. Even Yannicka putting up with him.
Yeah, he seems like a cool cut as
Yeah,
well, and like they're good. But it'd be good
Mm.
to see him do fourth. But Aaron, yourself, I'll get up this year. I'll do more of the European circuit, so we'll see how that
Yeah.
matches
mm,
up. Again, if I
I
can
know a
be,
few other people who might be doing Tampa in Texas as well, but
oh really?
yeah, I don't know if they've actually said it yet, so I'll
Yeah.
let them say it. But
And that's it. I mean, it's sort
mm.
of you don't know. Like you could do one of the Asian
Mm.
shows and their week lineups. You could go to
Mm.
them, and everybody thought the same thing, and it's fucking deep as shit.
mm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You don't know.
Well,
Especially
with the
212 Asians.
212, with the limited shows though, like they're not. I don't think you're gonna get any week lineups
I don't think they're going to be weak
Uh,
this. Nah,
because
that's
there's only limited shows. Yeah,
through the
does Dubai
European.
do 212?
yeah, that show's gnarly. Dude.
Yeah, that'd
That's
be
it.
that'd be killer to
That's
do the Dubai show.
The
yeah,
Dubai
That's
that's
an easy.
show,
That's an easier
yeah,
flight than USA as well.
it
yeah.
is. But
That'd
then
be one of the toughest. That'd be one of the toughest shows of the year.
Mm.
all those little
Yeah,
Kuwait fucking
yeah,
all those
yeah.
psychos, they're little and thick as fuck.
Mm.
Just imagine if there was a Russia. Imagine if there was a Russia pro
Well, that's where
in
like
Moscow. That'd be huge. Over
that's why I think it'll be cool as well to do the European shows that I'm doing, like,
there.
because again, a lot of those dense little dudes can afford to go to Italy and go to Portugal and go to
Yeah,
Amsterdam and that. So I'm like, oh shit, this could be fun. I could be just flat out if I could get a top 10, I'd be over the fucking moon. I'd lose my shit if I can get 10th. I'd be like, yeah, I'll take it. If I get to
When,
do my routine, I'm fucking stoked.
when we were in Romania, when we were lining up for Romania check-ins, some guy was whinging because he had to drive 8 hours to get to Romania. I'm like, mate, I'd have a 24-hour
Yeah.
flight. 8 hour drive. Try flying a plane for 24 hours. So,
Yeah, shit. Romania again, yeah, because all those European guys they're made to be some little fucking big cunts, and they're
yeah,
not nowhere near as heavy as what you would think they'd be.
nah. It's
Yeah,
weird.
where's the closest show to Australia?
Probably one of the like all the
The Japanese will
Australasian.
take you. What was the one
Yeah.
that was just on last weekend?
It'd be like Taiwan or something, you know,
Mm.
or Thailand. Is there one in Thailand or Bali or even Japan? Can
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Japan's close as to you?
Yeah, I think Kareth just won that or
Yeah,
something.
Bajau won it.
Yeah,
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 yeah. I saw him. I met him at the expo. I was
yeah.
there. Yeah, he looks. He's so short. It's funny. He's so small. His Wolfpack backpack's like hides his whole back.
What was the show that was just on the weekend? I feel like we just on
Yeah, all the Asian ones are gonna be the closest.
Yeah,
If you want to do a Europe show, you want to do a string in Europe. Or if you want to do USA, like you do a string in
Taiwan
USA.
yeah,
Pro was just on.
Yeah, Taiwan. Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
that was so what's that, December?
you
That
can carve up on
that's
steam
right.
buns over there.
But
All
then
the
the
steam
Japan
buns.
show was like November.
Yeah,
So even though they're close globally, they're not that close
Yeah.
date wise.
nah. And they're shit if you want to go to the Olympia because you sort of have to qualify. You're only qualifying for the next year.
Look, if that would be perfect. If one of us Aussies was to make the Olympia, and then you could stay in shape and do Japan and Taiwan and stuff
Mm,
like that, and try and get your next year's, qualification
mm,
out and then have some time off, that would be ideal.
Mm.
yeah,
But for us to be prepped, for me to be doing a show middle of the year and obviously most likely not qualifying for the Olympia, it's hard to then get myself
whole
back up and do a
yeah,
November and December show after July and August.
yeah,
Yeah.
That would be tough.
yeah. So that'd be
Knowing full
very
well you're probably
fatiguing.
still not good enough to go and win the Taiwan
Yeah.
Japan shows as well. Like those little guys are pretty complete, man.
Yeah, I don't know how some of these like the guys in the '90s and stuff used to compete all year. It was
Mm.
like 8 shows a year and stuff. Like, how do you hold that condition?
There's probably
Or
less than
unless they weren't in that same
I
condition
don't think they were as
as the
lean.
standard
yeah.
of these days. But
I think
like,
Yeah.
it's
I think
hard. You
they'd be
put it,
what we call 5, 6 weeks out.
yeah.
mm,
Also, as well, there's less temptation back then. We have all these Instagram food places now we're looking at every day on our phones. They had none of that. They wouldn't even have mobile phones. Like they would have had just text messages say, yeah, their food's not in their face. And everywhere they go, people would be
mm.
eating like meat and three veg. You know what I mean? Like the food wasn't the same back then. It would have been easier to eat cleaner.
And look, like you're saying, like let's be real. If we were to get to say, yeah, that 5, 6 weeks out, the lines are in the hammies and the glutes, it's all started. You're pretty fucking lean. You can cheat
Once a
once a
week.
week. Yeah, like even this season, I would compete, and then the night of the show, go all in and have a big meal, and it
Mm.
did. I was still getting better condition. I was better condition in Queensland than I was Adelaide, and then I was better condition at the Olympia than I was at Queensland. So you could get away with it. So I guess if they were, like you say, obviously really fucking crazy lean,
Mm.
not inside out, I guess you
Mm.
could sort of hold it a bit better for longer periods.
But
But
sometimes you start introducing cheat meals, you start getting even leaner because the stress starts dropping. Like every week I get this now.
well,
You
that was my cheat
know,
meal.
cardio
Was
ramps
the
down
night
a
of the show.
bit, and you start dropping
Yeah,
more weight. You haven't eaten more.
I've never had a fucking cheat meal ever.
But not even
Like
cheat. Just like
in any prep, I've never had
Yeah,
a
I
fucking
never do
cheat
cheat
meal.
means, but I'll do a refeed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
mine will be
say
all refeeds. Yeah,
yeah, you might give someone a high day on Sundays or something. Like every Sunday you get a high day now. Oh, yeah, straight away it just changes the whole mentality shifts.
Yeah, yeah.
And then straight away, bang, the weight just starts flying off again. Even though they're having a high day because the stress goes down, they can have actually have a bowl of oats instead of two spoonfuls. And it just makes their whole day and their whole week. And then sometimes you can eat more and actually lose more.
Yeah.
see, mine was like a strategy because Adelaide was obviously competed on Saturday, and then I was flying out early Sunday morning. So I just ate up on and then obviously the day of the show, I eat way under because I'll
Mm.
just have brekkie and really eat again to a stage. So by the time I get home from the stage, it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I've only eaten like 1,000 calories or less,
Mm.
Yeah,
seven,
yeah.
800 calories for the day. So I did my big steak that I always do after a show, and then got a Yochi ice cream. On,
Oh, Yochi.
yeah, I made that fucker on Jetty
Mm.
Road. So I did the big steak and mushrooms and tin of pineapple and um, I got the ice cream, and then what did it by accident was whoever had the Airbnb before me left a pack of Tim Tams in the fridge of the Airbnb, and I've been looking at them all week, and it didn't even bother me. I'm like, oh, whatever. Like that's funny. Somebody left them. Well, the night of the show, I'm looking at them going, oh, well, I reckon I could have them.
Yeah.
So I fucked up and ate the Tim Tams, and so I went way over on that night. But then it's like, well, look, I'll get up, fly home. So I was fasting all Sunday until I got home Sunday, did my shopping, and then ate normal on plan.
Yeah.
And then I just came in leaner and harder for Queensland and Adelaide. So I'm like, look, I'll do the same. So then I had the bigger meal the night of the show because I was super low calories the day of the show,
Mm.
and then fasted on Sunday after Queensland and come in nationals again leaner than Queensland. Or equal to. The only thing that fucked me at nationals was I couldn't shit the day. Remember, I was asking you,
Yeah.
like, I need a shit.
You need to
And
see her.
I need something to make me
Yeah.
shit. Even some nicotine. Who smokes? Who smokes? No one fucking smokes now. So because I was doing practice pose with Logan, he's
Did you
like,
have any coffee?
pull it in. I'm like, I fucking am. I can't. I haven't shit yet
Mm.
today.
Did you
So
have
I
any
fucked
coffee?
all my lines up.
Did you have
No
coffee?
taper.
Did you have any caffeine?
Yeah, just the normal. But I would normally have like one of those slim teas.
Yeah.
It's my fault. I fucked up. I didn't pack the slim teas to bring to Melbourne. So when I unpack, because as soon as I get anywhere, I like to unpack my bag and feel as homely as possible. So
Hmm.
I knew as soon as I was in my Airbnb, I knew an hour later that I didn't pack my slim tea. I should have gone there and then and found like
Yeah.
I found a store in Melbourne that had it and bought it. But I'm, oh no, I'll be all right. I'll be all right. And then along comes a day and I couldn't shit. and like my whole midsection was just full, and I had no taper. The side, like that side shot, I had normally that comes right in and makes me look thicker. I
Yeah.
lost all of that illusion of having more width and more thickness because I was just straight up and down. Everything was in condition and lean, but it just didn't have the same. It didn't. I lost all that pop.
Yeah.
So I thought I should have fucking packed it, and I should have went and bought one. I thought it'd be fine, and I know now. I was like, nah. When I went to Olympia, I fucking packed all my tees and I packed everything. Like, if you are shitting on the day of the show, you shit on the stage if you have to. Like, fuck
I
it.
always have like a wake up, hydrate, have like 500 mils, or they have like a triple espresso. And then like after a bit of walking, I need a shit always.
Yeah, right. As soon as I have my greens powder, that makes me ready to go. But yeah, just sometimes just in the carb load, I get a bit fucking sticky in
Yeah,
the
backed up.
section. Yeah, and I eat obviously more than what I'm used to for however long beforehand. And yeah, I have that slim tea, and I just make sure, just like, look, I'd
Yeah.
rather be, and
Yeah.
then that helps me drop that little bit of water as well. So that way, when I hydrate up, everything just looks a bit cleaner and nicer. And yeah, and then standing next to Danny at Nationals, who's taper with his sweeping quads and how little his waist was, it just made me look more straight up and down. He
Mm.
just exposed it perfectly. Our conditioning was very similar, but his taper just, yeah, and then just next to me, and I looked straight up and down. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen him compete before. Like
Yeah, I
when
know. He took me by surprise. Like backstage, he looked really fucking good.
mm,
Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know who he is. He looks pretty fucking good though. And then they brought us out for our own. And then we looked at each other and laughed. I said, holy shit, this must be close. And they gave us a good run just between the two of
yeah.
us. So, holy shit. And then when I looked at the photos later, because I knew backstage we're having trouble with my midsection coming in, just getting, and I didn't realize how much it changed the illusion, especially on my side shots when I can't
Mm.
get it in nice and tiny. And then when I looked at the photos of us together, because your friends support you, they're like, "Oh, I thought you," and I'm like, "Well, the judging's been pretty fucking good this season. It must have been, it must have been fucking close. It must have been close. They mustn't have thought it for no reason." And when I saw the photos, I'm like, "Yeah, look, that's what it is, man." I think the conditioning was similar. I think muscle mass was similar. He was probably a little bit heavier downstairs. I was probably a little bit heavier upstairs. But that taper, his waist,
Mm.
that completed it. It looked so fucking, his X frame looked really fucking wacky. And it looked even wackier because he was standing next to a dude who was a bit straight up and down.
Yeah.
So it actually enhanced it and made him look
Mm.
even better. And he already looked fucking good. So yeah,
I
well,
like how they're doing that now. I
yeah,
like how they're letting people have a chance and they're letting them battle it out.
Yeah.
100%.
I
And
really
then
like that.
they were making us pose, and I went, look, fuck it. I know I get harder when I pose, and I know I can fake it and make it look like I'm not tired, even though I am. And then kept swapping us, and I looked at him and I'm like, fuck, he's faking it too, the cunt. I'm like,
Because
damn
you
it.
know as well when
Well,
they're comparing
that's
you
all
like
part of
that.
it, yeah.
Yeah,
When they're comparing you like that, the crowd's going like they're looking as well, like, oh, why are they going so long? Oh, maybe he's got it. Maybe the crowd starts
Mm.
that they start second guessing their own decisions.
yeah, and that's
And
what
I'm like,
Logan was saying. They go,
fuck it, put
fuck.
them through another round.
Yeah,
Yeah, put him through. Logan said it goes, fuck, he was getting a little bit harder when he posed too. So my two secret
Yeah.
weapons get harder when you pose and make it look like you're not tired. The same, he was doing the same. It's like, oh fuck. So it was brilliant. We got backstage, it was awesome because he's a super good dude, man. Super nice guy and that. And yeah, I think it was really even. And definitely I think the deciding factor was his X frame.
actually, that's what Sam. Because we only spoke to you last podcast. We even asked Cam yet. What does he think about the fit model division?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think it's from like a competitive standpoint, it's like I'm not a fan of it, but
Yeah,
like from a business standpoint, it's like it's what they need to do. Like it's just going to draw in more people from like FMG and like
yeah,
the maybe even ICN because you can like probably get away with being natural in there.
yeah.
So it's just about expanding the IFBB. Really, it's not really about
It's
the
basically natural bikini.
level of competition. I reckon. Like
Yeah,
it's yeah.
but
So
like because when you do your shows in America, what time are you on stage?
um, it was different for both of them, but like. I really like in amateurs when like you're on stage at 9 o'clock in the
Yeah,
morning. I really like that.
same.
But these were more like towards 12 o'clock,
Mm.
and then Texas was like um Tampa went really quick because I think it was like prejudging finals was pretty quick.
Mm.
But was Texas was like quite a decent gap from prejudging to finals,
Yeah.
and like ended up going on stage like late at night, and like it's just
That's what I'm just
not
worried
like
about. That's what I hate about
mm,
the female division. Like, it's going to push
to
them.
add
Yeah,
more time. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I think we
Because
all did the
I
same
like
as you,
not
Cam.
eating. I
yeah.
like not eating on show day. I like getting up, rolling straight to the show, getting on stage. Like
Not
no
even like a
food,
bit of
no
pre-workout carbs.
no food in your stomach. Nah,
I'm the same as
I
you,
like,
Cam. But
but for those shows because they were later,
You
you
have
have to
to,
eat.
yeah,
Yeah.
because you'll go flat.
well,
Mm.
he doesn't really go flat.
Yeah, yeah, but
Like
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't really go flat.
yeah,
I'll go flat for me. Whereas like, oh, I'm
yeah.
not feeling pumped, but like visually compared to someone else, I might not be as flat as them.
my flat for me, I'll just lose probably a little bit of pop in my back, and that's one of my strong points.
Mm.
Is how detailed it is. So I'm like you. I'd rather not eat because it's hard to flatten out.
Mm,
The only time I do is if you use diuretics, which we've
yeah,
learned now I don't need on me. I'm that dry anyway. Use a diuretic and pour water too hard, and I lose a little bit of pop in the back. That's about it. So, but now we don't play with diuretics and that anymore. We don't.
mm,
It's not really a concern. I'd rather fast and not eat. But
Yeah,
again, I think smaller frames like ours, like Aaron's the same. He never looks flat.
yeah. Aaron never looks flat though.
He never looks flat. You never look. I've never looked flat. Like I've
Mm.
got weeks without carbs, and everyone's like, "Oh, did you have a refeed?" I'm like, "Fuck, we've still eaten just trace carbs from veggies, man."
Mm.
Yeah,
I
prawns and
think
greens.
if the denser your muscle is, the less flat you look.
I think it definitely,
Yeah,
has to add to it as well. And you always appear to have like a bit rounder muscle belly as well
yeah,
in
definitely.
dense tissue. I'm gonna have to go anyway and get back to
Yeah,
these client calls.
we'll call it there anyway. Good
Yeah, I
chat.
gotta roll.
Happy
All right, guys.
end of 2024.
Happy New Year,
Yeah, happy New
guys.
Year.
Happy New
Yes.
Year.
We'll
And
have to Cam as well. What are you doing through January? Did you want to come down Melbourne? Little gym weekend?
No, I won't be able to come down. Nah, so I'll
No.
be going down in probably for the nationals, and
Yeah, I'll be down for that.
yeah, I'll be going down for that, and then I'm obviously got to go to America as well. So I'll be keeping the start of the year very quiet.
Oh, also, I want to come down to Adelaide whenever they do their posing day.
well, I don't know if they're going to do it because Joe's not involved anymore. He used to organise it.
Someone will do it. Someone will. I mean, even if Tony has to run it, what I mean, as his own.
Yeah. Well, normally we
Someone,
used to help. Me and Beans used to help.
yeah. So I'd like to get down because that'd be cool. Get
I'll let you
down
know.
Adelaide
We'll
yeah,
sort
yeah,
it
yeah.
out.
I'll
Cam,
come
I'll
down.
see you at Nationals because I'll be back up here for Nationals.
Yeah,
We'll do a training session.
Are you coming up in January to Gold Coast?
Oh, I don't,
Or not yet?
not now because I'm getting my tricep surgery.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah. So I'll be hopefully in Nationals I'll be 100% healed by then.
yeah, cool. Yeah, I'll be down there for that because I've got one of my clients competing, so
Yeah,
I'll
same.
definitely be down for
I got a classic
I'll
guy.
be down for nationals as well. I got a girl in. So yeah,
He
we'll
does.
be there.
We all got clients in Nationals. Good.
Who you got in Cam?
that. Solomon, which is it's gonna be his first comp
Oh
too.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Good one.
he'll be I think he wants to do classic. I think he should do bodybuilding, but we'll see what he
It's got a
decides.
good little
But
bodybuilding sort of shape. I reckon,
yeah, but
yeah, I reckon it'd be good.
and he's over 40 too, so he could probably do masters as well. So
Yeah,
I think it'll be good for him.
good. Fuck yeah.
I think B's looking at doing the Dubai Pro or something mid-year 2026, 2027. No,
That'd
2026,
that'd be
Oh,
a
sorry.
good
26,
target.
yeah. So both you
26.
guys are going to sit the year out, eh?
Yeah.
That'd be a good target. Maybe July 26. I reckon
Yeah.
I might have a think about that. That'd be a good one. And that'd be like you say, it'd be a wild show.
Mm.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, I
Just,
don't think I'll be having any like extended periods of time off
no, you don't need to.
anymore. Like between now and 40, I think. Like I'll probably
That's it. Like,
I'm not going to have any extended time off. It's just too like
what's the 20?
if I was younger, I probably would, but
Yeah, but you only
Yeah,
need refining as well. You don't need to add
yeah.
slabs of muscle.
Mm.
And that's
Like,
for 2022 when we competed. I was 81, and what were
Yeah.
you? 76, 77,
Mm.
something like that.
Yeah.
Till this year, I did the Olympia at 89.9, so 90.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's 9 kilos. And what you did about the same, 9 or 10?
Yeah. 10. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and that was 2022. I competed. I did two
Mm.
preps in 2023, and then
Yeah.
another four. So at this, like you say, if the limit's 96,
Mm.
if you can put on a kilo or two, but you're getting denser and harder every year from the
Yeah.
continuous dieting and that, by the time you reach the cap, like you say, that's another few years, and the look would be so much bigger than what 96 would be as a cap.
Mm.
It would just look bigger
Yeah.
and harder and better. So I'm
Mm.
with you. I don't think any more long. I think we could go every year and just, if you're only 1 or 2 up, it's going to look more than 1 or 2 kilo.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because like the time, it's tough when you break it down too with the timelines. Like, there's not a lot of time.
No,
Like if you're going to compete every year, there's not a lot of time for
no.
improvement.
no. No.
I'm pushing up now. I'm gonna after my
Yeah.
triceps healed, I'm doing Lee press. I'm pushing like 140, 145.
Just KFC buckets.
I'm gonna get a huge,
Mm.
At least you hit your protein.
yeah.
All right, boys, you've been good. Happy New
Yeah.
Year. Much
Uh,
love.
Chat to you later.
Take it
Yeah.
easy, guys. I'll get it
Bye.
uploaded as soon as possible.
Sweet. See you.
Says.
Well,